achieve those learning outcomes. We need to train them to help them to achieve those outcomes, and then assessment practices. So if there is no alignment between these three things, then we will be teaching in vacuum and assessing in vacuum. Now, learning outcomes have to be measurable, clearly stated. They should be either curriculum or unit objectives, and learning activities that will help students gain and understand content knowledge. Assessment tasks that utilize new knowledge to meet the stated objectives. So, for example, I want my learners to be proficient in writing a paragraph. So, this is my objective. I have to devise activities to teach them how to write a paragraph. And then at the end, I assess and check whether they are able to write the paragraph or not. So, this is clear alignment in my outcome, teaching, and assessment. In our teaching context, what happens is teacher keeps things secret from students. He wants to give them surprises. Assessment should not be surprise based. There should be a kind of liaison between teacher and students. What he is teaching, he will assess from there. And what are the objectives, and the students should know those objectives. So when you set your intended learning outcomes, what level of learners do you want to see? Do you want to see their surface level learning or you want to see their deep learning? Now there are two terms. One is called LOTS, L-O-T-S, lower order thinking skills. Now the other one is HOTS, higher order thinking skills. If we only want learners to recall facts, then we can ask them, tell me when was Pakistan born? Well, 1947. He doesn't need to go into analysis, he doesn't need to go into, evaluation and critical thinking and all that. Just recall the facts. What is the definition of computer? So he will memorize. So if we want our learners to be superficial learners, then we have to set our learning outcomes at lower levels, and we are testing lower order thinking skills. But if we want to give them higher order thinking skills, then we need to set our learning objectives accordingly. We want to give them what were the causes of creation of Pakistan. Here they won't recall the facts. Here they will think about the causes, the solutions, the problems. So cognitive processes will be at work. So this is called higher order thinking skills. So you need to decide when you set the intended learning outcomes. You want your learners to be involved in deep learning or in superficial learning. You want to test their lower order thinking skills or higher order thinking skills. So this should be decided at the beginning when you are setting learning outcomes. And then you need to decide about teaching and learning activities. And then you have to devise your assessment methods and criteria. So there has to be constructive alignment in these three aspects: intended learning outcomes, teaching and learning activities, and assessment methods. University assessment as backwash. Now you can see that surface approach to learning, low level performance, short-term recall. Deep approach to learning is high-level learning, high-level performance, and long-term recall. Now, I'm sure most of you may have heard about Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. Now, for example, if we want to involve them in low-level